Today we're going to be looking at a cryptocurrency that in there about me literally basically says it's here to make you money. But is it really that simple? Obviously nothing on this channel is financial advice. There's a lot of pros and cons that come with many different cryptocurrencies. There's a big inherent risk involved with any new coin, any digital currencies, speculative or not, whatever. Then you integrate a DApp, a racing game, NFTs and whatever else. And it's interesting, right? So we're gonna be swimming in the deep end of the pool today. Apparently with this, you could turn $100 into $1,825. If you saw this on TikTok, you'd probably believe it. Let's dive into the nitty gritty. Full disclaimer, not financial advice. This is a sponsored video and the team of this project is anonymous. Okay, I'm also not going to cover the basics of how to set up Metamask and using the Binance Smart Chain. If you need that base level tutorial, don't worry, it's here. Check out our tutorial videos on that. I'll link them out down in the video description below. I personally really like Binance Smart Chain because it's just as centralized as Ethereum is from my point of view. And transactions are a lot cheaper. VoskCoin finally added this little gas tracker. It's lacking a lot of information, but basically you can see we're going to get transactions through for 5 GUI. And you can get transactions through on Ethereum at the time of recording this for about 35 GUI. But keep in mind, for round numbers, we'll say that ETH is worth 10 times more than BNB, okay? And you have to spend almost 10 times more in GUI. Again, I'm using, quick round numbers here. But, you get the point. Before you know it, you burn up, just $26 doing a trade. You're going to have a hard time spending more than $1 for a transaction fee on the Binance Smart Chain. And I've been using Ethereum basically since you've been able to use it.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Today we're focusing on Piston Token. Okay, so it's a Binance Smart Chain token built on best-in-class decentralized technology, apparently. Piston was designed to run an ecosystem. You earn rewards by depositing your tokens in the Piston Race dashboard. You can easily trade into the PSTN or Piston Token using bogged finance. I'll show you a little bit more about that here shortly, though. So they have basically 2 things going on here. The Piston Token, which is the token for their ecosystem. It's a BSC or BEP20 token, right? It lives on the BNB Smart Chain. Has a total supply of only 1 million and a 10% tax on buys for exchanges only, which I'll show you the pros, con, and risk of that potentially, and the 10% on your sell. For all these fees they apply, we're dealing with, these kind of safe moon-esque tokenomics. 1% is going to be burned, 2% is added to liquidity, 1% goes to their marketing wallet, and 6% goes to the contract balance. They also have a referral system in place, so this could become very popular on, say, crypto YouTube, crypto Twitter, crypto Talk, whatever they call that one, TikTok, right? Because, well, there's a referral affiliate mechanism in place. So if people start earning a lot of money, they start talking about it a lot. Another ROI kind of returns project that I've seen people talk more and more about as they've kind of gotten wind of it would be like Drip. And Drip has a referral system, and that's the only reason people talk about it. Personally, my concern when we have these ROI, return on investment dApps, you earn 1% daily, max payout 365% of your deposited amount, but either, you're just hyper diluting the tokens you're getting paid out in, or it's like, where's this money coming from, right? But on another note, I love racing, so the race theme here is a lot of fun. I personally track my cars, and so I'm all about like that kind of branding. I think that's fun. So I come over here to their race area. To even get started, you have to deposit a token. The minimum would be 1 Piston token. And so this would be going to VoskCoin. So you can put a pit crew address in here. For example, you could use our address if you discover this project based off of our video, right? And so always read what you're doing. So give permission to access your PSTN token. So if we can't trust Piston with our Piston tokens, but we're already screwed. What I do like to pay attention to with applications like this is to make sure I don't give access to other tokens. And not all of them are malicious, but some can be. However, pushing forward, what the is a 0.38 gas fee? That's like $100. So yeah, we can go ahead and just bump this down. This is ridiculous. So let's go ahead and adjust that by 2 decimal points. That's unacceptable. Like, do you understand how much money that costs? Like, here I was, talking up the BNB smart chain, but if I'm failed transaction, if I'm over here paying 0.38, 0.38 BNB is $162. So the transaction failed. I'll come in here and let's go ahead and edit the fee. I'm gonna drop 1 decimal point and let's see what happens. Based on the previous performance, it's likely that this will fail again as well. Now we've got this on-screen error. So when I input, basically a different address, it gives me this insane gas fee and likely to fail. But if I leave it blank and then I say, okay, I'll use this address I'll use the team's address. Well, then it gives me this is still an expensive gas fee, but it's a much lower, transaction fee. And the previous transaction, even at that super high gas fee, said it was likely to fail. I did not get that warning here. So we can see that my deposit was successful here. If you want to grab just one PSTN token right now, time of recording this, that would cost you about 0.0277 BNB. And they have had an audit completed on the Piston Token as well as Piston Race. And so basically the audit findings are, please ensure that you trust the team prior to investing as they have substantial control in the ecosystem. And that same warning is here on the Piston Race. And, again, this is something where you need to follow them on Twitter, join their Telegram group, talk to them, connect with them. At the end of the day, basically, it's an anonymous team and they have full control in this ecosystem. There are things that are built out by anonymous teams that do very well. But unfortunately, if things go wrong, there is no accountability. Right now, there's over 5,000 addresses holding this token and over 50,000 transfers of this token on chain, which is specifically very important because of the token taxes that this coin implements, right? Pulling up their total liquidity per DEX tools, about 5 million, bringing their market cap to almost $12 million. Comparing that to PooCoin, which does not count the liquidity basically twice or both sides of it, they have $2.4 million of liquidity, no warnings here on unlocked liquidity, and then also showing a market cap here of about $12 million. Asking them to briefly describe their project as well as, Eli8, explain it like I'm 8. They say the token is here to make people money, to build small pit crew communities, and to have fun in the race. They have their token, Piston, and the Piston Race behind it. They will offer you 1% daily in their token, so you're getting returns in their token, right? Up to 365. It's the ROI app we've seen before. Some of these, are longer running and do well or do okay. I have seen many ROI apps blow up. They disappear, they shut down, and they basically rug, right? Because they just try to get a bunch of inputs and run away with it. I hope and don't think that's the case here. Looking at what they hope to do, they want to bring NFTs, non-fungible tokens, into the mix and have an interactive game for racing. So, as always, time will tell. Hopefully the tokenomics that are heavy in taxes here will help support this team to have some longevity, right? So you can buy on the site, get no tax, or in exchange pay 10% tax. When you deposit, 10% tax. When you claim, 10% tax. When you sell, 10% tax. So before you know it, if you had 100 coins, you'd be out 10. Even when you compound, you're paying a 3% tax. These are incredibly high token taxes, and make sure you understand that before, just understand you have to be substantially up just to, break even or even make money, or come out ahead. Well, keep in mind these tokenomics are not only just enriching the team, there is a burning mechanic, there is a liquidity mechanic, and the marketing should hopefully go towards marketing and development there. You can swap on their site and not pay the 10% buy-in fee, but here's the big issue that I have is that you cannot use BNB. You cannot use BNB, which is the native token here on the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. So if I wanted to do, like if I wanted to buy $100 worth, I would have to enable BUSD access. They would be able to spend all of my Binance dollars, okay? And I have a substantial sum of Binance, BUSD in this wallet. And and I put that at risk giving them access. Whereas if, say, I bought this on PooCoin, right? I go over here and I trade. And, I just want to do, say, like a small amount or just whatever else. I want to put one BNB in. Well, what happens here is that I trade the BNB, and then it gets traded out for BUSD and then traded into the Piston token. The issue we have here is that they built their liquidity pool in the Piston and BUSD and not Piston and BNB, the Binance coin. So they are shortcutting that and going straight to BUSD. Basically, my BUSD is never at risk if I buy with BNB, and my BNB is never at risk because you don't have to give unlimited access to use the native coin. You could replace BNB if you're doing something on the Ethereum blockchain with ETH, right? Or you could go to the Phantom blockchain and replace BNB and ETH with FTM, the Phantom coin. So as always, do your own research and really do whatever you want to do. Here is our overview of the Piston token. I like the kind of racing aspect. I think some really cool NFTs could come out of this. But, as it stands so far, there are a lot of unknowns. However, on the flip side, the people that get in earliest on projects that do end up doing well, the people who get in early end up doing the best. Just like you can do the best if you slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching. And we're uploading daily. That means I will see you tomorrow.